You are listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Okay, gang, let's go.
So, here's our next guest up. It is Chris Harris of DaVinci Maker. And how are you today, Chris?
I'm great. We love this show.
Oh, well, good. We like putting it on, and hopefully Comicpalooza will have us year after year after year. So let's get started. Tell us a little bit about you and what you're doing here at Comicpalooza.
So I'm here under the context of makers and makerspaces. We're kind of a new makerspace located in Alvin, Texas, just south of town. And that's it. We're a makerspace. So I mean, we could talk about what makerspaces are, what makers are all day long, but the primary overlap here is all of these people here, all these people wearing these costumes and building all this cool stuff. They're all makers. Mm-hmm. They're all people that want to build stuff, and a lot of these people don't know where to go, or they don't have the tools, or they don't have the skills to make the stuff that they really want to make. These just crazy costumes that require some decent mechanical skills and
right.
some art and so forth. And we're helping them fill those gaps. And one of the things we like to say is we like to remove excuses, right? So a lot of people say, "Oh man, I'd love to build a crazy costume with all this stuff on it, but I don't know how to do this,
mm-hmm.
or I don't have that tool." It's like, well, come on over, and we'll remove those excuses for you, and there's other makerspaces, right? So we're not the only ones removing excuses here. There are creator spaces over there, and TXRX, and all these guys, and we're all coming together, and we're all in different parts of the town. So no more excuses, folks. Let's rock and roll. Let's build some cool stuff.
So where did you get started in this process?
I don't know. Let's go. We could talk about that for a while. My history, my professional history, is research and development, instrumentation. I kind of already had the background of building weird stuff, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And had a collection of tools and so forth. And where I got started in the maker stuff, I was at a mini maker fair and Comicpalooza with a rocketry group. We fly high power rockets and stuff together, and I started learning about these maker spaces and meeting these people, and found out that this group of people are just amazing. They do all kinds of cool stuff and they share it and all this. And I was like, well, I want to do that. I want to participate. And my wife had been probably bugging me for years, telling me, you should start a makerspace, and whatever, I'm busy doing this or whatever. And then finally one day I said, we should start a makerspace. My wife, of course, rolls her eyes and says, I've been telling you that for a couple of years now.
Believe me, I can relate to the wife thing.
So I don't want to take the credit. Christy's definitely a big part of this, and probably the one that really started it. But anyway, so my wife and I and a few of my friends got together and we started a makerspace, and here we are, and that's it, man.
Very
We're
cool.
Here. We exist now.
So tell us about the here and now, and how you're affecting change and getting people to get over the if you don't swim, learn to. In other words, you can't learn to swim until you get into water, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that concept. Except we like to just push them off the cliff. It's like you're going to learn to swim, right?
That's pretty much how
or build a flotation device. One of the two.
My dad was like, "Son, you're buoyant. You're big enough. You'll float."
That's right. Exactly. It's like we don't have time to mess around with the in between. Let's get to it.
Mm-hmm.
So the here and now. Again, we have the makerspace, and who we're affecting. Obviously, we're trying to affect these people, right? We talked about that earlier.
Right.
But we're also trying to affect other larger demographics. So everything from students to people starting businesses. Right. And that's one of the reasons we made our facility all ages, because that doesn't start at 18. That starts at 3 or 5. Right. So you start getting these kids to have aha moments and turn that light bulb on. And they start rocking and rolling. Then all of a sudden they become more interested in school, more interested in technology or arts. Whatever. Some of these kids just need that pop, that boost. And the parents too. The parents come in and they need a little bit of that also. And then you kind of work your way up through the ages. You get up to the the teen years and stuff like that, where they're wandering around going, I don't know what to do. It's like, well, you come on in, check out this microprocessor and let's build a robot or do whatever. And again, try to get that spark, right? Right. And hence David's gig, Innovation Spark.
Right.
It's a wonderful name because it's true. That's what we're trying to do. And then you work your way on up to the to the adults, some of the retirees are just coming in and building stuff. And what you do with them is, you start to get them to interact with your other makers, your young ones and stuff like that. So they get re-engaged. Well, they're teaching someone now. So now they're learning more and you get this awesome synergy going, right? So you have this cool synergy going, and then you got this outlier that comes in and is like, I want to start a business. I want to build a whatever, and I want to sell it all over the world.
Right.
They're stoked and whatever, but they have no idea how to do it, right? So you add the business incubator portion of it, and then you take the synergy and you put them together, and all of a sudden everything starts clicking, and you remove the issue of them having to, they have an issue with capital assets, right? So they don't have the money to go buy a huge mill or whatever. So again, you take that excuse away, then you give them the tools they need, at a reasonable price, obviously. And you work them into that synergy, and now not only are you affecting people's lives in a positive way. People are they're changing their jobs, they're making themselves better. There's kids that are getting active and things like that. Now you're even helping businesses get started, and then on top of that, you're adding to the tax base, right?
Right.
So the city's like, well, yeah, cool, we want you here.
Yeah.
So there is no downside to, at least that I found, to makers and makerspaces and that whole community. I mean, it's awesome. In my opinion, it should be all over the place.
So tell us a little bit about the setup you have over here at your booth. And
yeah, so obviously we've had a booth at a show before, right? Makerspace and all that stuff. So in addition to the standard booth that we have with some tools and so forth, we have cosplay repair, which was kind of a new idea. It wasn't my idea. I think the Comicpalooza people and David and so forth approached me on that. But we said, okay, well, cool. We'll set up a space and have some tools and things like that, and then the trailer came about. The trailer, the big trailer we have over there, is actually a trailer used for tracking high power rockets. So that's my
nice.
that's my sideline, right?
Okay.
Is we like to launch big scary rockets. But anyways, it just so happens that trailer's already set up with all the tools and so forth. We're like, shoot, let's bring out the trailer, open it up, let people go through it, leave all the tools out, and we can help them fix whatever, and it's going over awesome. And yesterday we just had a line out the door.
And I thought that was really a cool idea to have the ability to help out the cosplayers with costume malfunctions to get them back on the road.
Yeah, and we've definitely seen some interesting malfunctions.
I can only imagine.
So, but so far I think we've been able to help 90% of them. So,
well, that's great.
Yeah, it's so fun. I love this show.
Well, Chris, give us some of your as we wrap this up, where people can find you, your social media, because we want to make sure people can find you and explore. Diving in and learning how to swim. So
that's right. Or float or whatever. As long as they're buoyant, just don't drown.
Tread water.
Yeah. So DaVinci Maker Labs is the name of the facility, and all of the social media is named DaVinci Maker Labs. So Google DaVinci Maker Labs, you're going to find the website and all that stuff. The website is DaVinciMakerLabs.com. Then we have Instagram channels, Twitter channel, and Facebook. Obviously, we're DaVinci Maker Labs on Facebook and so forth. So if you just follow that name, you're going to find us. So,
awesome. Well, Chris, thanks for stopping by, and we're still you're next door, so we'll probably be roaming the village, so to speak, a little bit later, and we'll get you on tape there too as well. So thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Have a great Comicpalooza experience.
Yes, thank you very much.